Hi, everybody. I am going to review everything that should have been done in the humanities units thus far and give you a little review of what was covered in class this evening on August 31st. So please do your best if you're able to follow along with the video. Tonight we worked on the Humanities Writing 2. And I have posted 2 sample paragraph starters if you would like to build on to either one of these documents and use them as part of your response to Humanities Writing 2, you may. Or if you would just like to draft your own response to the Humanities Writing 2 prompt, that is fine as well. I have commented on all of the assignments from the Humanities Explore lesson. So please make sure that you do review those comments and then apply them to this week's lessons. Please remember that the Humanities Writing 2, it's just 150 to 200 words. And the goal is that we are using artistic language and mature third-person academic language, including visual vocabulary, as we will for the formal essay. The whole objective of the Humanities Reading 1 from the previous unit and the Humanities Reading 2 in this lesson is to practice that formal academic artistic language and writing. So please make sure that, again, you review the comments from Humanities Writing 1 and possibly even from the posting of your humanities topic. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and go into our course content and look at what is in the Humanities Pre-Writing unit for this week. So again, we completed the Explore lesson last week, and this week we're looking at the Pre-Write unit. After the Pre-Write unit, we move into the Drafting unit. Part of the drafting unit is that you will submit your paper for professional tutor feedback, and you will submit the feedback and a reflection on that feedback to a Dropbox. So that professional feedback is due by September 10th. So this week we have a detailed outline due, and the sooner you can submit something for this outline, the better off you are, so that I can give you feedback and you can start drafting to then submit your draft to the tutor for next week. Okay. The final formal essay that is 600 to 800 words is not due until September 17th. So you still have some time to work with it, but it should be a work in progress at this point. So scrolling back up, again, we are in the Humanities Pre-Write lesson. There is a link here that includes some resources on artistic language. There's a YouTube video along with a couple websites that itemize artistic language such as color and shapes and rule of third and line. Please review these resources and think about how they can apply to your chosen art piece and your paper. I then included a bulleted list of things to keep in mind about your essay that you're working on, that, again, the final draft is due September 17th. The first one is that it's a 600 to 800 word paper. It's approximately 4 paragraphs. It should have a clear thesis and introduction that states the overall purpose of the essay. Each body paragraph has a topic sentence that relates directly back to the keywords in the thesis. Each paragraph should also have closure, and when referring to the artist, please only use the last name. The first time you mention them, it should be first and last name, but after that, we refer to people by their last name. And it's not necessary to continuously repeat both first and last over and over again. But we shouldn't refer to famous persons by their first name, as they're not really a close personal friend. The remainder of this document goes through some examples of some common errors that students might make. So I give you a couple revision examples that you might want to please review and then, again, apply to your papers. Things like being concise, avoiding second person, how to avoid weak diction. So please take a look over the suggestions and their corrections. And again, that is the first item that is listed in the humanities pre-write lesson, the developing topics and comments. The next item is the humanities reading 2. For this assignment, this is the sample paragraphs that I posted in the news area for you. Again, you can build on to the sample paragraphs, or you can compose your own independent paragraphs. You have 3 choices. You can respond to the American Gothic pieces, or you can respond to one of the 2 pieces from the Reverberations exhibit at the Jones Museum in St. Pete. So you have the Nika Jones sources as well as the Nika Jones piece of art. The description of the piece of art is immediately below it. After the Nika Jones, you have Ulister Richardson's pieces, and it's a series of 3 images. Again, you have 2 sources that you can go to for supporting evidence, and you have a little blurb about the image. So you're choosing one of these 3 and incorporating evidence from one of the article links. Okay, so the idea is that we paraphrase or summarize information from one of these 2 sources and discuss how it's important in the art piece shown. This again is a practice of the formal writing process. And again, I did post 2 sample paragraph starters in the news area of the course if you would like to take a look at those. There is one additional sample Hume 2 writing response here. Okay, so as it says here, you'll need to choose one of the following topics to respond to in a detailed paragraph. Compose a paragraph that is 150 to 200 words discussing the theme of the article and the art. Explain your position or opinion with a citation from the text. So please make sure that you do include some supporting evidence and an MLA citation from the text. If you need to review how to do the MLA citation, please go back to the Explore lesson and look at the resources from OWL. It's the online writing lab for how to cite an MLA style. After the Hume reading and writing response 2, there is then a short video about visual vocabulary. And this is a discussion forum post where you're going to try to focus on 2 specific elements that you will use to evaluate your piece of art. Explain how you're going to do that and post in this discussion forum. After you post, please remember to make sure to respond to a peer in a critical but yet polite manner. The final big thing that's due this week is an outline of your formal paper. Remember, try to be as detailed as possible. I've given you multiple examples, so take a look at the sample outlines that I provided here. There's even 2 more here. Okay, so there's multiple different ways of putting together an outline. But I'll go ahead and open up one of these examples and share it. Okay, so the introduction should include the name of the piece, the time in which it was produced, and the artist, as well as a thesis statement. The first body paragraph should include a specific artistic element like color and lighting, and then some key points that you plan on covering in that paragraph. The third paragraph should be an additional artistic element and an explanation of how it's important in the art. And then the conclusion area of your outline should really focus on the big picture, the so what. Why is this important? Okay. So like I mentioned, there are multiple outline examples. Please try to go ahead and pick one that you think you can follow and just replace the text with your information about the piece that you chose and the piece that you posted back in the Humanities Explore unit. Okay, so I'm just going to take a step back to the Humanities Explore unit. Here are the OWL resources that I mentioned. So if you need help with MLA citation, please review these 2 sources here. And then the piece of art that you submitted to this humanity art piece selection, that is the piece of art that you're developing the outline for this week. Please reach out to me via email. If you need anything, just click on the little envelope up there and start typing in my name and shoot me an email, and hopefully I can help you work through any difficulties. I hope to see you all again next week. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a safe and happy week. Thank you.